Should you be full-time RVing? Should we? Shouldn't we?
I mean, that answer is going to be different for everybody. We've spent the last few days at the 2022 Tampa RV SuperShow.
What a time we had. We have met so many people.
So many of you. So many people that are Instagram followers, Facebook, the whole nine. So
I don't think I took that many pictures in my life.
We took a lot of selfies. But, so here's the thing. We appreciate all of you watching and hanging with us.
Because we're boring.
I mean, we're just us. But
And the eye roll. Everybody talked about the eye roll. That's it. There it is.
Sometimes it keeps me out of trouble because I keep my mouth shut. But I understand that my face doesn't stop. So there's that. But anyway, we had a great time meeting everyone that was tenacious enough to track us down, because we did do a lot of running, and we'd be here and you'd be there, and then the next time it'd be the opposite way. So if we were fortunate enough to get to meet you in person and get a picture and say hi, thank you. And even if you weren't and you weren't there, thank you anyway. If you went to the show, even if you didn't get to see us, we hope you had as much fun as we did.
So we're going to go back to one of our older videos where we were talking about the Tampa show, and this thing really was a true video, because one of the things we said on there is make sure you know what to bring. Because I'm going to tell you what, yesterday I was in shorts and I was sweating. Today, everybody had their hoodies on. So if you watch that video, you'll know I said make sure Florida weather changes fast. And I don't mean from sunny to rain. I mean from 85 to 48 today.
It was cold.
And
it was raining, so then you're cold and wet, and it was a little miserable. And then it stopped, and then it started again. So, you know, it is what it is. And then we also told you all that if you were going to the show, you needed to plan. You needed to make a list, and you needed to stick with it. And we had a list, but we didn't stick with it.
Any of that this time. None of that.
I think we did get to see everything we wanted to see. Just maybe we could have done it with a lot less.
So anyway, instead of squirreling, we need to get back to the story.
So, anyway, we had a great time at the Tampa RV show. If we got to meet you, thank you for chasing us down. If we did it, there's always next time, or maybe we'll meet you along the way somewhere on the road.
So, some of the things that we've heard over the years, over the days, and sometimes even this last weekend at the Tampa show, people are asking us about full-time RVing. So,
it got us thinking, should we be full-time RVing? Because we found that there were a lot of families or couples that maybe she was ready to jump, but he wasn't, or the other way around. And we got to hear a lot of things that we don't necessarily think about. I mean, some of the things have come up, and we've had some things recently come up, but
our first thing that's hard for us is a routine, because when you're in your sticks and bricks, you had a routine. You woke up every day at 6 o'clock. You went to work. You
got ready. You got to work.
Got the kids off to school, whatever it is.
But I will say, a lot of people's worlds changed in that aspect when COVID hit, because a lot of people were working from home. You were still supposed to be working 9 to 5 or 8 to 5.
Or you're supposed to be at 9 to 5, and you get up early, about 5 minutes before you're supposed to be at work.
Because you could come to work in your pajamas and nobody cared.
Because you saw this, and nobody saw your pajamas, so...
So, we are fortunate enough that we can work on the road.
We don't have a routine anymore.
We don't necessarily have a routine, but not even that routine. So, there's also the routine of you go to work or you work your 8 hours, and then maybe you pick the kids up from the sitter or from school, and, you know, you have your thing. And when you're in an RV, although you may or may not have that same routine, flexibility is a big thing, guys. So if you need that, like you need that routine, that schedule, and you need to stick with it,
this isn't for you.
This might not be for you. Because, for example, we were at the Tampa show supposed to be Tuesday to Sunday, and that was our plan. And then we realized, because we had some plans change, that well,
first of all, we didn't get our media passes on Tuesday, so we didn't even get to get in there on Tuesday. So we
but we did get there and get parked, though. So that was a thing. So then Wednesday morning we were ready to roll. But we had some other things come up and we've got some traveling that we've got to be doing here soon, and it became evident that if we could get out of there Saturday, that would make life so much easier. It would give us a little extra time to make the trip we had to make.
But you're going to the second.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I mean, I guess maybe I am. It's kind of a little the same. They're kind of intertwined.
Well, the first thing was routine. So if you need a routine, this is probably not for you. The second thing we had in there was planning and replanning. So here's my planner. She plans everything for us. I just get up.
But I feel like, so you all can comment below. I feel like these are kind of intertwined.
I didn't say it wasn't intertwined.
Because we had a plan. We were supposed to be leaving Sunday. So that's number 2. We were planning, okay?
See, I was right.
Routine.
You were wrong.
But no. See, it's not always cut and dry like that. So anyway, we were planning to leave Sunday.
Let me do the eye roll. Hold on.
He can't roll his eyes. It's so funny. But anyway, we were going to leave Sunday. And then life happened, and we decided that if we could just get out of there Saturday, it would be so much easier. But they have you parked in there really tight at the fairgrounds. So if this person, we could get them to move their truck, and if that person could put their awning in, maybe, we could get out.
A bigger game of Jenga.
So my plans that we were supposed to leave Sunday turned into, I need to make a reservation for Saturday night just in case we can get out. And then if we can't, we'll go back to the original plan. So it kind of was, I guess maybe not the routine, but kind of our routine.
Once again.
Of packing up and rolling.
Right.
Whatever. You're right. So planning.
Whoa.
Did y'all hear that? He was right. Just don't get excited because it doesn't happen very often.
Jeez. we have to pause for a moment.
So anyway, when I got up and walked the dogs Saturday morning,
she come running back in.
I said, it's meant to be. We're supposed to leave today because guess what? Not only did the man that needed to move his truck.
Thank you if you're watching.
The awning that needed to come in has come in. The Class A across from us has left, which gives us extra turning room. And then we went in and walked around the show for a little bit, and by the time we came back, a few hours, another Class A had left. So now we're clear. We have a clear shot and we're out.
So if you don't like
if you don't like that last minute,
if you like planning, that's fine. But if you don't like to reschedule and replan,
you're not flexible. If you're not able,
I'm not flexible. I can't even tie my own shoes
that kind
anymore.
Of flexible. If you're not able to kind of go with the flow, roll with the punches, let it be, this is not going to be for you, because this is just one example, but over the last, it's been a little over a year, we've been on the road full time, there have been several instances where we've had to be a little flexible because life happens and things change at the last minute. And that does happen in life, but when it means maybe you were late for work because one of the kids got sick, that's one thing. But when it means you had a reservation and now you need to make another one because your plans change, it's a little different.
So the next thing we have is kind of like privacy. There isn't much privacy. So if you have...
First of all, there's no privacy inside because he's always in my space.
Well, you can scoot over.
But seriously,
privacy inside, whether or not we had kids with us sometimes, and there is no privacy. There's no more you time because there is no time inside the camper. So there's no privacy inside and there's no privacy outside. So when here comes the hashtag poor Max. As we're yelling at our deaf dog out there, people, I know our neighbors are probably going, they always yell at each other.
People are always screaming
because they don't have any kids, so they got to be yelling at each other.
But all it is we're because Max is
yes, Harold. Poor Max.
Poor Max, and you too, Autumn. Not that Max is completely deaf. If you clap your hands just at the right tone, loudly, or you very loudly yell, Max, he hears you and he spins and looks for whoever he thinks is talking to him. So I know the people next door on either side, behind us, if there's a neighbor back there, think I'm yelling at him and that his name's Max.
Well, it's just like yesterday, this week when we were at the show, we were so close to each other that you couldn't put the awnings.
Oh my God!
Out. So I can hear our neighbors going inside and out
every
of the
time
camper.
they shut a door, you could hear it.
I can hear the neighbor on the other side, and his door is on the other side, and I can hear them talking. So there is no privacy, guys. If you're looking for privacy, you're looking for your own little bedroom in the middle of nowhere, and you have kids.
Well, if you're coming from a house where you had any property at all, so our house at home, we had 2 acres. We did have neighbors, but they're not like right in my business, so it's just different. You're right up on your neighbor, which is cool because
you can always give the mustard grape upon out the window. So
I mean, RV people are cool and like we've met the neatest people, but sometimes they can be a little close.
But there is one good thing about all this. If you don't like a neighbor, You can
always leave.
You can leave or move.
You're gonna leave soon, or you can move to another place, or whatever.
So our next thing, and we've been finding a lot of issues and problems with this, is cell phone and internet.
It's hit or miss, guys. It's just hit or miss.
It seems like it's missed a lot more than it's hit. So we always have cell signal. We never had any. We haven't had any.
Well, we've been some places.
Most of the time,
a couple places that our phones were legit alarm clocks.
Oh, that's nice.
That was it. There was no email, There was no email, no cell service, no nothing. Like you got the big circle with the line through it. That's it.
But if you're trying to use the internet to try to upload videos or watch your Netflix,
do a Zoom call or something where you need to kind of stream,
you got to go.
Some places that's not.
You got to go
great.
somewhere. You got to get in your car. You got to go down the road. At our Sticks and Bricks, we had gig service. We could do anything we wanted to do on the internet.
You didn't realize how lucky you were, did you?
Just for that, I'll take that. But now there have been times we've gone down the road to try to get some internet because we had a meeting with somebody and we had to take the laptop down the road, sit in the parking lot,
Starbucks,
open it up.
Panera, something like that. And here's the thing. So if you're like, maybe you're trying to work on the road, or maybe you think we'll take the kids and we'll hit the road, because a lot of people are doing that. You may not have cell service, which means they don't have school that day, and that may or may not be cool. I don't know. My kids are out of school.
And I'm gonna tell you, the Wi-Fi at most of these campgrounds. No, just skip the Wi-Fi. It's not.
Yeah, don't waste your time. Now some of them have great service, so don't make it. We don't want to make it sound like nobody has internet anywhere, because some places have great service. But if that's going to be a thing for you, like, you might think about it, because it could be a real problem.
The other problem you're having, especially for people like us that are full time, and somebody like me that does not want to stay anywhere longer than 14 days. If you're trying to get something delivered, it gets tough. We had an issue with our camper, and we had to have some parts delivered, and we played that game.
They literally chased us to 3 different places because they would say that it would be here, supposed to be here before this day, which was 2 days before we were supposed to leave, but it didn't get here. So they said, okay, well, where are you going next? And I said, let's just go ahead and move it to 2 stops from here. And again, right before we were supposed to leave, it was supposed to be there, and it didn't get there. And so finally we're like, we're going home for a couple of weeks. Just go ahead and ship it there.
It was only a couple of days. It wasn't a couple of weeks. It was during Christmas.
It was. So it was a week. But still, we were a week out.
She was wrong twice on this video.
No, but it was from the time they were going to reschedule it, it was going to be 2 weeks, because we still had a week on the road, and they were going to be home for a week. So go ahead and ship it to the house. That should be fine. 2 days after we left to come to the Tampa show,
our daughter calls and says,
"Yeah,
you have a big package here." So
you know, it's hard, and like.
And Amazon Prime is no Amazon Prime anymore. You're not getting something in a day or two like we used to.
Well, we had friends that were meeting us in the Keys, and they ordered something, and it was supposed to be next week. It'll be here next week, so they shipped it to the campground in the Keys. And then they're texting, and they're like, hey, is the campground going to turn our package away? Because once they hit like pay, submit, whatever on their order, it popped up and said it would like ship tomorrow or something. So their package got there before them.
Which is odd.
And some campgrounds will hold it for you, and some won't. So I ran down and picked up their package for them, and I kept it in the camper till they got there. But like, that's something that happens. So if you get a lot of stuff online, you order a lot of packages or something, think about that, because it's a thing, guys.
The other problem you're starting to get is some of these campgrounds now are starting to charge per package.
Yeah, there's one we know of. We won't drop any names, but they charge $5.
If you know which one that is, let's see who knows what it is. Drop it below so we know. But
I know there's a bunch of you out there that know.
If you order something and you order it on one order,
you order something on Amazon and they ship it in 3 boxes,
you're paying $15. So forget the free shipping. It's $15. So yes, we all know you can do those Amazon mailboxes or whatever they are.
Then you still have to be near that to get it. And at the end of the day, I understand the campground has to have somebody that works in their mailroom. And they have to have a big enough place.
Making enough money.
They have to have a big enough place to store all these packages. And I know, especially at Christmas, it was a big thing because people were ordering stuff. So I can kind of see both sides of it.
So if you're needing packages delivered at a reasonable time and you're traveling a lot like we are, this isn't for you. My big problem.
He's such a sissy.
Sissy?
He's such a princess. That's what he is. He's a princess. Go ahead. Tell him, princess, what's your big problem?
Really?
I'm just saying.
Y'all
let me know if he's a princess. Go ahead and pop it down there.
I like to be clean.
Oh, we're going to take a vote. We're so voting. You got to
I like to be clean, so
you can get clean in our shower. We have a shower.
I want a nice, good, long, hot, powerful shower.
He wants a power washer with scalding hot water.
When I get out of the shower, I want to see my chest red and I want to see the whelps from the water. Not that thing when you put on top of your head and you got to stand up on your tiptoes and try to get as much water as you possibly can. And when you get out, I don't think I've even it's like overloading the washer. You know, when you pull it out, it's still dry in the middle. That's how I feel in the shower in these things. I want a shower. So if you're a princess like me,
at least you're admitting it.
But it takes a lot of water to wash my hair.
I give the dog a bath in there. Poor Max.
Oh, here we go again. So, if you're wanting a nice, long, hot, powerful shower, this ain't.
And you don't want to go to the bathhouse because see, there is that option.
I've been to bathhouses before, and it's been worse than my camper. So, this isn't for you. Here's the big one.
And this is a big one.
This is the one that this one now is thinking about.
So, if you are really physically attached, I'm not sure that's the right way to say it, but like you can always call somebody on the other side of the world nowadays. You know, phones are pretty damn good.
We've learned the Marco Polo app.
Whatever that is.
Thanks, anyway, Harold. And
you can call whoever you want, whenever you want. You can FaceTime or Marco Polo or whatever. But if you need to
touch and feel
and be with the people you love, whether
I'm
it's
right here.
Friends or family or a new grandbaby and you want to see them on a more regular basis.
So this is just changing our whole routine, our whole plan and replan. It doesn't do anything with my shower and it doesn't do anything with my privacy.
I'm just saying, I know I can see the grandbaby. I know we can FaceTime.
You see him every day.
I see him every day. But there's just something about those cheeks that sometimes you need to see him in person. And you don't have the cheeks that he does. So it makes me want to cut some trips short or maybe reroute so that we can be near the house a little more frequently so we can see the grandbaby because they're only little once.
And we're going here and we go here to go here.
He's only going to be little once. Mm-hmm. So maybe if you're attached, this isn't the thing for you. So
this is making us change some plans and some ideas.
We're rethinking some things. Trying to figure some stuff out because
it's full-time RVing for us.
We got this new grandbaby and the 3 kids at home that they're all grown and they do their own thing.
They're not kids anymore.
But the grandbaby, like, what do you guys think? Do you have that grandbaby that you have to go home and see on a regular basis?
So
do you just see him
somebody
once a
might
year
be
or
wanting
whatever?
to give this up for a couple months.
Well, because see, here's the thing.
Weeks.
It's one thing if like we had lived separate, like apart from like our parents when our kids were little or whatever, but we've always been near one another. His mom and dad lived a little bit away, but just a few hours, so we could still go for the weekend or whatever. But we're talking about going to Arizona, and we're talking about the kids and the grandbaby are in Virginia. So it's not like we could just drive a couple hours and see him. And you spend time with him. He's little. He's changing fast. You don't want to miss that.
I'm seeing him every day right here. Every day.
So
he ate green beans today and it was all over himself. We see that.
They're all over those cheeks.
So let us know. What are you thinking? Are you gonna? Can any of these ideas hurt your feelings? Are they gonna make it so you don't full-time RV anymore? Or is it give you reasons to full-time RV?
Well, and so now I'm curious because after talking to so many people at the show and after this little discussion right here, are any of you on the fence about hitting the road full time? Like, are you just weekend warriors and you're having a great time, or you go for a couple weeks here or there and you're thinking maybe you want to go full time? And if so, and you haven't done it yet, what is your reason? What's holding you back? Because I'm sure like this little handful of reasons that we encountered just this weekend.
That's just a small handful.
Yeah, that's just a handful. So what are some reasons that you guys are maybe on the fence, still trying to figure out if you want to make the jump or not? What's holding you back?
And until the next time you find us debating whether or not we're going to stay full-time or not.
Safe travels, y'all.